to the Davis residence and attacked Christina Davis. At some point, Christina had called my son Kiefer to ask for help. Kiefer was on his way to Christina's house when he lost control of the SUV he was driving and ran it off the road. The damage to the car made it undrivable and...
Okay. It's posted on Kiefer's memorial webpage, so everybody in school has seen it.
Sweetie, people will look at this and see that Mr. Bauer is grieving. And they're also going to know that he's not telling the whole story.
My boyfriend is dead! And Kiefer's father is telling the whole world that you killed him! And that I lied and said that he beat me up! We can't just pretend this is going to go away!
Those are the facts. And the facts speak for themselves. Ms. Davis fled the scene of an accident that she caused. That alone is a crime that carries a penalty of 7 years. Ms. Davis did confess. And with the help of police commissioner...
You okay?
No, actually, I don't think I am. Mr. Bauer isn't going to stop until my mother is sitting in a jail cell. And if that happens, Christina will completely fall apart. Who will take care of me?
Mr. Bauer needs to stop saying that stuff.
How can we stop him?
Don't worry. I know exactly how to shut that guy up.
Warren Bauer is not only grieving, he's very, very angry.
He was nice to me when he was over here. He gave me Kiefer's journal. Mr. Bauer understands how much I miss Kiefer, and I know I'm probably not supposed to say that, but I do.
You can say anything you want to me.
If Mr. Bauer keeps saying that you deserve to go to prison, especially if he keeps saying it over and over on the internet, everyone is going to believe it.
We have to work real hard right now to not have it matter what other people are thinking or saying, because eventually the truth is going to come out.
Who's going to believe you? You already lied for me when I ran Claudia off the road. You said you were driving, and that's on your permanent record, and that was less than a year ago. You could go to prison no matter what Mac does to help you.
You know what the truth is? I don't really know what's going to happen, but I can promise you that I'm going to do whatever I can to get us through this, all right? Actually, starting now, there is something that I have to do. Are you going to be okay? Do you want me to call Sam and have her come over here?
I'll be okay. And I know you'll fix it somehow. We always do.
I love you, baby.
Say about the situation at this time.
Situation? My son is dead. That's the situation.
I've answered your questions. I've been as
He was
transparent as
found
possible.
on the side of a road. Someone left him there to die.
What happened to Kiefer was an accident.
According to Alexis Davis.
Mr. Bauer, I had no idea that you were here.
You had no idea. You had no idea that we would be seeking justice for our son. You had no idea that we would object to the preferential treatment you're receiving.
But now that I am here, I would be glad to answer any questions that you have.
Oh, you would? Okay, well, here's one. After you ran down my son, why didn't you stop?
Because I was in shock. Because I was driving my daughter to the hospital after your son had beaten her.
That's a lie.
Listen, we need to sort this out in front of a judge in court.
Oh, okay, that's because you think you can manipulate a judge as easily as you're manipulating a police commissioner?
I've already turned myself in.
Yeah, after you stood right next to me and my wife and watched my son die, knowing the whole time that you were responsible?
What happened was unimaginable, but it does not negate the fact that your son was beating the crap out of my daughter.
And now Kiefer's a victim of this posthumous campaign. You think you can get away with this? No. Just because you're sleeping with this guy?
He's my friend. It has nothing to do with anything.
Put yourself in my position, Ms. Davis. Okay, imagine that I accidentally ran down your daughter. And that I didn't stop. I didn't call for help. Didn't call 911. And then I stood right next to you and watched Christina as she passed away, knowing that I was responsible, that I left her out there on a road to die.
Thanks for getting here so quick.
Yeah, what's the emergency?
Have you been online recently?
No. Why? Molly, you okay?
There's this big memorial webpage for Kiefer. It's all about how supposedly great he was. And if you click on the icon that says Justice for Kiefer, it's this big speech from Mr. Bauer.
He's saying that Christina lied about Kiefer beating her up to cover for my mom running him down. Mr. Bauer says that my mom should be sent to prison for 7 years.
You're worried you're gonna lose your mom?
See? I told you you'd understand.
Unfortunately, my mother's had more than one brush with the law.
So we need you to fix this for us. Make it all go away.
Look, guys, that's not really how the law works.
But what Mr. Bauer's saying isn't true.
Some of it is. Just enough to make Alexis look really bad.
Okay, Christina's my sister. And as a cop, that's known as conflict of interest. And if I get involved right now, it's only really gonna make things worse.
Couldn't you do something to help?
How did...
What are you doing? Nothing. Mom called you, right?
Yeah, she's a little worried.
Did she tell you that Mr. Bauer is saying that I lied about Kiefer beating me?
Yes, she did fill me in on that too. Guess it must be pretty scary, huh?
The thing is, I can see Mr. Bauer's side of this. Why should you believe me when I lied about everything else?
It's pretty complicated, doesn't it?
Mr. Bauer brought me this journal. Kiefer says he loves me on almost every page. He even invited me to the memorial.
Yeah, but Mr. Bauer did yell at you at the hospital.
He was upset, and he apologized.
Can you kind of see that Mr. Bauer is doing exactly what Kiefer did? Being mean to you, and then being really nice to you all over again, and then mean again, but still blaming you for everything that happened.
Well, none of this would have happened if I wouldn't make Kiefer so mad.
No. Do not do that. Kiefer would have found an excuse to hit you no matter what you did. He is an abuser, and that's what abusers do.
You're in a tough spot, I get that.
Then why won't you help us?
Well, as a cop, I gotta see both sides. Alexis did run Kiefer down and leave the scene. That means she's responsible.
But she didn't mean to.
Look, I understand that. But Mr. Bauer, he has every right to insist on an investigation. Christina never filed a police report on Kiefer. When he put her in the hospital, she accused someone else. She didn't say anything about Kiefer beating her until after he died.
So Christina's testimony is completely worthless. The court will just assume she's lying.
Look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know that.
My mom's going to prison, isn't she?
Look, that might and probably won't happen. Okay? Well, look, you two, I gotta get back to work. But I'll let you know if anything changes, okay? Here's my card. You call me anytime. All right?
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Dante can't help us. But I know someone who can.
We're finished here.